This is a 2026 Chevy Silverado 3500 Trail Boss LTZ. And we have to answer the question, is this a good value at nearly $90,000? I borrowed this truck from Ken Garff Chevrolet here in American Fort, Utah. It is available for sale and they have a lot of inventory on these, so you can get a better deal on them. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys see the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. And here are the colors, Summit White with black interior. And then this is going to be a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price comes in at $64,100. And then this one does have the diesel. Trail Boss package was $25.65. This one also has LTZ convenience, technology package, safety package, and a few more things on this side. Destination is $25.95 for a total price of $86,170. So this truck is nearly $90,000. It's almost priced like a high country, but you guys saw it has a lot of options. We started off at 65 grand and got up to $86,000. So what are you getting for all of that money? Well, on the front end, you guys can pretty much tell premium lighting comes standard. Love their sequential turn signals too. It has a cool animation to it. Also, front parking sensors, you get this aggressive styling. So the blackout on the grille, on the bumper, around the hood scoop, just really works well. This truck also has active grill shutters. I like that option because in the wintertime it does help to heat the engine a little bit quicker too. Now on the side, you guys see 20-inch wheels, aggressive tires. So right out of the gate, you don't have to go and upgrade the wheels and tires, although some of you guys are going to do it because you got to have 35s and 37s, and I get that. But this tire is really good. So if you did decide to upgrade, you can get a pretty good penny for these KO3s. They have a little bit thicker sidewall, so I feel like if you plan on towing a trailer, they work really well for applications, obviously for fifth wheels, things like that, towing heavy. And it's an LT 275/65/20, which is 34.1 inches in height. So going to a 35 doesn't really make a lot of sense because, you know, a 35 by 12.5 is actually like a 34.5-inch tall tire. And this is 10.8 inches in width, really aggressive sidewall. So if you like to go off-road, this is going to help you grip on some of the terrain. 8 lug, obviously. And if you care to see the capacity of the tire, it's right here. 3,750 pounds of capacity at 80 psi. Fabric liner. You guys know these trucks have the independent front suspension, so they ride really well. And I do have all the lights on too, so you can see the turn signals and these lights here, if you're stationary, come on. Here's a good side view of the truck as well. As I said, very aggressive. It doesn't have any running boards, but if I were to choose some for this truck, it would be the high clearance steps for sure. Get a good glute workout too using those. You also have these lights here if you're backing up your trailer or if you're just backing into your driveway at night. You guys see power folding, power tow mode, smart key system, and you have that blackout continue pretty much everywhere. It just works really well on this truck. And remember, GM trucks have the largest beds in the segment. Ain't nobody touching a 6-foot 10-inch bed right now. I think the next closest one is the Ford's at 6.75. Right here, 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF tank. You guys see your steps on the side of the bed. And I think GM has some of the best leaf springs out back too. So if you plan on towing heavy, you have these 5 leaves here, this bottom one being a helper spring, and then you have these 2 overloads here, wax coating on the frame, Rancho shocks, and here's the fender flares. I would like for there to be an option to paint these for sure. Full LED tail lights. These are the same ones you would see on the high country. And then this one does have just the regular tailgate. Now, some people might be like, well, I would definitely want that multi-flex tailgate. I would skip it on the Chevys, and here's why. I had a high country from 2024, and I like this function here. That's just absolutely a game changer. When you have a fifth wheel and your wife has to push up the tailgate, that's just nice for her, right? So if you get the multi-flex tailgate, you lose that function. Now, you guys see Class 5 hitch. This one also has the camera provisions right here. Light, so if you're hooking up your trailer conventionally at night, you can see down below. Now underneath, this is an off-road truck, but they don't give you an off-road tire, but it's all good. It's all good, GM. 342 rear with the automatic locker. And let's go ahead and step back here. Now, if you absolutely have to have the step, I get it, but you still have the ones on the side of the bumper. I love that. 400 watts of power in the bed lights. This one didn't have the fifth wheel prep package, but you can add that after the fact. You guys see your cameras above the cab. Have that power sliding glass with defrost. And be sure to check out my Juggernaut promo code down below for your tie down solutions back in your bed. And let's go ahead and check out the side view of the truck. Okay, so I know you guys are gonna come after me in the comment section on this video. I know it's coming, so let's go ahead and just knock it out real quickly. The Duramax diesel is the best all-around diesel engine in the segment, and I'm going to explain why. I've driven all three. I've driven them, I've towed with them, and this engine has the best power delivery. Number one, unloaded, you don't have as much torque management with the diesel in the GMs. I've driven a lot of high output power strokes. I've even done 0 to 60 and 1/8 mile tests showing you that the Duramax diesel gets off the line a lot quicker because it does have the 12-inch ring gear, but it doesn't have as much torque management on that truck. So in my humble opinion, the power delivery is just better. You don't have that dead pedal feel like you would get in the Ram trucks, although I will say Ram's Cummins and ZF configuration is improved, but still unloaded, this is the most easy truck to live with day to day. Everyone talks about comfort, everyone talks about livability. If that is at the top of your list, this is the best engine. And it does have 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque. Yes, it's last place for torque, and it is beating out the Ram's horsepower, but the power delivery is what really matters. It doesn't matter what they say on paper. What matters is what happens in the real world, and this engine just performs well. Has new turbo, new combustion for this Gen 2 L5P Duramax. And the 10-speed Allison, you know, we have to just keep praying for GM. You know, we're hoping for them to do some good stuff for us in 2026 on. But this engine will take the 50W40 oil, and I like the Duramax. It's just a good engine. My truck is weight loss, and it's even better when it's weight loss. Let's go and check out the interior. Okay, so 90 grand truck, right? Is there any value for the interior? Well, first things first, cab size checks out. You guys know GM has a pretty big dang cab. And out back, they always give you this unique seat back storage there. You can drop down the headrest, 60/40 bench, decent storage down below. They always give you the engine block heater plug. The other two make that an option for whatever reason on a diesel, especially if you live in colder climates. That's kind of crazy. Outboard heated seats, air vents, cup holders, more cup holders with an armrest right there. Decent headroom. Now, I don't like that lighter color roof. I wish they would just make it all black, personally. All right, so back checks out. Decent size, flat floor surface. That's big enough for adults. You can probably sit 3 adults back there easily. I didn't mention seat back pockets on those seats too in the rear. Up here, look at the appointment to the door. A lot of soft touch. I've always liked GM's fake wood here too. I love the design of that. Satin here and on the door handle, seat memories, auto up and down for the front windows, auto down for the rear. You can put the mirrors in tow mode by power. You can also power fold them, tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and you have a 10-way driver's seat, perforated leather. So there's just a lot going on here for $90,000. You also see you have a screen there and a larger screen right there. Dual climate control, heat and ventilated seats. By the way, the auxiliary switches are right here. You have 5 of them. Let's check out what you have on the passenger side. Now, for the next generation of GM trucks, I would like to see better Bose sound system. And one thing that they have the advantage over Ford is 10-way seat for the passenger side versus 8-way for the Ford. I also like the idea that GM gives you a bed camper rating for their trucks right here. 3,157 pounds of capacity. I'll show you guys the payload here in a second. But you have to get a camper package on the Fords to get the certification to actually use their trucks for a bed camper. You guys can see right there, it has a wireless charger and a little bit of storage behind the screen right there. Let's go ahead and hop back over to the driver's seat. I'm going to show you guys some of the screen layouts here. And then I'll show you guys the payload after that. They should have given us a Trail Boss animation. Just saying, GM, you know, maybe next time. All right, so you guys see dual climate control, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel buttons right there. And it does come on when it's colder outside, so it comes on automatically. You can actually set that up through this screen here. Now, 360 camera. Truck has that. Bed views right there. And the sun's behind us, right? Worked great. By the way, this screen is fully customizable here. And you can remove things out of this menu. Maybe you want your cameras in here. Apple CarPlay, right? You have that split screen. Now, if you go to settings and go to vehicle, I recommend you always turn this on if you have a GM truck. If you don't have the high idle switch, for sure, you definitely want this on right here. Enhanced heating, because it will idle up the truck. Okay. You guys saw that you can control some of the climate things in there too. Now here's your exhaust brake. This is a single stage. Lane keep assist alert, parking sensors. You can drop the tailgate. Remember, because you have just the regular tailgate, you can lift it back up too. Caution lights, traction control, downhill assist. And on this screen, it's fully customizable, so you can change the layout of what you see. I also like the idea that you can add like your transmission temp here on the left side. Maybe on the right side you might want to see your tire pressure, but I would like to see more information in this screen here personally. I think that the other two give you like oil temps and coolant temps with the number. I like to see numbers personally. So, but yeah, overall, this is a nice truck. You cannot go wrong with a GM product. As I said, the Duramax diesel, it checks out. It does its job for sure. Loaded and unloaded. Tows well, unloaded is great. You know, especially if you're needing to accelerate, you don't feel like you have torque management happening under acceleration. So let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door, and then that'll pretty much end this video. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 12,100 pounds. The wheels are 20 by 8.5 wide. And all-in payload, oh my gosh! This truck has 3,907 pounds of payload. You also see the truck weighs 8,193 pounds on the curb. 20,000 pound conventional towing. 21.6 for gooseneck. 30,000 pound gross combined weight rating. And then here's that yellow sticker showing the tire pressure. 60 psi out front, 80 in the rear. So I'm going to be honest, the reason why this truck has such good payload, you don't have any running boards, and that's probably going to account for, depending on which ones you choose, probably about 100 pounds. And because this truck doesn't have fifth wheel prep package, that probably is another 150 pounds. So this truck, if you had that option in the bed and obviously the running boards, you probably have like around 3,800 pounds. But still, and I would probably venture to say too, the multi-flex tailgate might be heavier as well, so keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure your bell notifications are on, and I think this truck has a decent value. Obviously, you guys know, because there's a lot more inventory of Trail Boss, there's more incentives on this truck too, so they can get these trucks pretty aggressively priced once you start discounting them.